Hello everyone, we're live from the Gangneung Curling Centre, day 4 of the 2018 PyeongChang Paralympic Winter Games. It's really hotting up now in the round robin as it starts to take shape here. United States of America versus China is our featured game in session 10 of the wheelchair curling event. China dropped their first game in session 9 to reigning champions Canada. USA are languishing and really need to win out from here to qualify for the semi-finals. I'm Logan Gray, guiding you through the action. Previous session saw some close games. Hopefully session 10 will bring similar excitement. USA led by Penny Greeley. Second player, Justin Marshall.
Hello, everybody back
Third
home.
player, deep-voiced, Steve Kemp. And then the skip for the USA, Captain Kirk Black.
On sheet B, Great Britain versus Slovakia.
Big crowds in again for session 10.
On sheet
China
C,
led by
Sweden
Wang Meng.
versus Germany.
Second player, Leo Wei.
시트 C에서는 스웨덴과 독일의 경기가 진행됩니다.
Third player, Chen
On
Jianxin.
sheet D, Finland versus Switzerland.
And then the skipper, the fourth player, Wang
시트
Haitao.
D에서는 핀란드와 스위스의 경기가 진행됩니다.
Games will begin
Well, the seat's
shortly.
still filling up here in the Gangneung Curling Centre. It's all starting to take shape, and this is the standings. Most teams played 6 games, few only 5. Everyone down to 4 wins, still in great shape here. And everyone from the neutral Paralympic athlete delegation and further down with a lot of work to do if they want to be involved in the semi-finals and fighting out for the medals. USA only defeated Sweden this far. We've seen glimmers of good stuff from them, but just at the moment they haven't been able to string together a series of ends to put any more than one win on the board. Megan Leno, the alternate, also known as Frodo, as the smallest member of the team. An affectionate nickname in reference to the Lord of the Rings, of course. And USA will be playing the Redstones. And then a very impressive start for the People's Republic of China. 5 straight wins to start the round robin. They were 5-1 up at half-time against Canada in session 9, but ran out losers on that occasion. For the first time in the event, PyeongChang is the alternate for People's Republic of China, and they'll be throwing the Yellowstones. Well, the two teams play for the last stone advantage before the game begins in the 10-minute training. And it's China that came out on top. So USA will start the game. China have the last stone in the first end. The hammer, as we call it. Good support in here for all of the countries. Steve Emp acknowledging some of the American supporters there. Wang Haitao just couldn't quite finish off the Canadians this morning. Kind of imploded really in the second half, so a tough one for China to bounce back here. USA, you really hoped that they would kick on after their win over Sweden, but dropping another game on day 3 following that. So Penny Greeley gets the game underway for the USA. Just throwing one into the house. And that's well done by the American lead.
That's probably 10th 12-2 you've thrown this week.
Well, this Chinese team, the youngest team in the event, led by Wang Meng. Very good draw player, the Chinese lead. And if you haven't seen the Chinese team play yet, just listen to this. Lots and lots of encouragement to the stone. It's almost like they've got invisible sweepers out there and they're telling them to sweep or not to sweep. I think they're just really giving it some encouragement, unless they're seeing something I'm not. This is Penny Greeley, a hugely successful athlete, having won a bronze medal at the Summer Olympic Games back in 2004 in sitting volleyball, Paralympic Games, sorry. In Athens in Greece.
It's a nice stone right there. I like that. There you go.
Oh, a nice tight guard goes on from Penny Greeley, and due to the free guard zone rule, China won't be able to remove that. So the free guard zone rule states that if you put a stone in that guard area out in front of the house and it's not in touching the rings, then it can't be removed by the opposition. For the lead stones, when we switch to the second positions, then you can remove those stones from play. Wang Meng with quite a traditional stick delivery using the extender cue. Go, go, go. Just goes to the back of the forefoot. Doesn't quite get buried in behind the guard. So here's Justin Marshall, self-confessed as the quirky member of the team.
That's a nice stone, Justin.
He's an architect and curls out of the Madison Curling Club in Wisconsin. Just hits and rolls out here.
Nice.
So Liu Wei plays second stones for China. All of this team playing out of Harbin in the northeast of China, a real hotbed of curling talent and training. And his motivational expression is fight hard and challenge yourself. Well, he was challenged to play the takeout there on that red, and he succeeded and leaves a good tight guard there.
All day. You got this.
Justin Marshall has started to play better in the last couple of games for the USA. He really dipped in game 2 at 27%, but gradually working his way up to an event high of 72 in the 5th game.
Yep.
Wait, would have been about right.
Those early performances, you can put them down to nerves. Playing his first Paralympic Games, Justin. Okay. Liu Wei starts in that very forward position. A lot of the players sit quite upright and then dip forward into it. He's already down there. allows him to play very accurate takeouts with his head right over the delivery stick. Well, hits and runs. Of course, when it touches the bumper, you can't bank it in off the sides. Once it touches the foam bumpers, then it's removed from play. And this is our first look at Steve Emp, the math teacher and school basketball coach. Used to play basketball at UConn, the University of Connecticut. And he loves curling because of the geometry involved. It's like maths in action for the math teacher.
Come on, do some work now, please. Let's go.
12-7.
He's calculated the weight pretty well there. Does slip past the tee line a little bit. It's wide open, doesn't really get the curl behind the guard.
Yours, what's that?
It's going to be around 12-8, 13-6.
Oh, yeah. But yours dog and mine didn't. Same room.
Here's Chen Jianxin. Started well in the game against Canada in session 9. And came off the boil a little bit in the second half, which was costly for the Chinese. Important for China to try and restore some of that confidence that they gained from their first 5 victories. I'm sure that was pretty unsettling, that loss to Canada after leading by 5-1. They didn't score again after that. Well, this will be the same draw again here for Steve Empt. Plays from a kind of a V position, points his chair off to the left and pushes the stone off to the right.
Lighter too.
Well, 12.7 seconds, and this one's just gonna hang on at the back.
Lighter.
We've been looking for around about 13.5 seconds between the hog lines for these draws. The hog line being that red line you can just see at the bottom there. That's the second one. There's one at the other end as well, and the players time the amount of time that the stone takes to travel between those lines to determine the speeds of the stone and the speeds of the ice as well, as it can change as the game goes on. Well, does enough to get it away, but doesn't stick around. Just skip stones to come here.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Got it. $12-8.
Thanks, sir.
Well, based on some of the stones that have been played so far, 12-8 would seem a little bit heavy to me, but we'll see how this one works out for Kirk Black. Made a long motocross racing career, 20 years. Also served in the US Navy. And he's also had a dabble at some other activities as well, including throwing events in track and field and para-archery. He's in the US para-archery team for 3 years. Competing at his first Paralympic Games.
Check up. Come on.
Interestingly, he spends his winters in Madison, Wisconsin. He's actually from Texas. He spends his summers there, which people think is kind of back to front, but he needs to go to Madison to get the dedicated curling facilities, get the high quality training conditions he's looking for to compete at this level at the Paralympic Games. You just can't do it as a curler on ice that may have skating or ice hockey on. just doesn't provide good enough playing conditions.
Oh.
So Wang Hai-Tao, also from Harbin. His hero is their coach, Yue Xingchuan, who won the Olympic bronze medal in 2010 in Vancouver, playing with Hong Bing-yu. I like his philosophy. It's keep a high profile at work and a low profile as a man. And certainly keeping a high profile here at the Paralympics on 5 and 1. This one straight through, fast ice conditions here in session 10. Players just can't handle it.
That was 12-6 right there.
This was a 12-6, 65, or 68.
I think 13 will do it.
13 seconds between the hog lines here for Kirk. Kirk's also known as the grandfather, affectionately called that by Justin Marshall, the second player, as he's the oldest member of the team.
Come on.
13:47.
13-5.
13-4-7.
Oh, and the guard.
13-4-7.
13:4.
So it looks like the first end will be blanked unless China wants to try and split that yellow close to the house in, but not an easy shot. It is possible though, worth a go maybe. That's what he's indicating. A bit of guesswork over here. There's not been much play on this side of the sheet, so I doubt anybody would have played this wide on practice. So the key to this is to play enough weight to run through the rings if it doesn't make contact. You won't really want to just settle to score one with the last stone. Tough shot to score two, but it is possible here. Final stone of the first end.
Go, 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 go.
China going for this difficult split. Has it got enough weight? It doesn't look heavy enough at the moment. He's got a good line though. It's just the speed that's beating that one. Still good enough to score one though. It's worth a go. Always worth a go, and it was definitely possible. But it's just a score of one for China in the first end. USA will be quite happy to get the hammer in the second. 1 end played here, and it's a one-shot game. All four sheets in action once again here in session 10. We're right over on sheet A, a sheet that has been quite tricky to read throughout both the Olympics and the Paralympics. Generally thought that the ice is cutting well, and as the ice technicians would hope, but maybe just some of the heat coming off the stands at the side and all the spectators is affecting the ice conditions. Probably been a little bit picky. The conditions still very playable over here on sheet A.
It's something.
Love it.
2.
So China start the end with a center guard.
Go, P-Ray.
And Penny Greeley
There you go.
draw to the wing. So a tactic that USA have preferred, and it's quite a defensive shot, this one.
Very nice, Penny.
Looks like they're going to get a corner guard. Maybe they called that.
Very
In other
nice.
games, they have thrown into the house with
Still thinking that's too much.
in the early stages of the games. Just getting all settled, getting the stone where they want it. Wang Meng starts the handle very straight and turns it from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock to get the rotation or the other way for an anti-clockwise handle. So a lot of the other players starting it at 10 o'clock and releasing at 12. Looking very speedy at the moment from Wang Meng. Another one drifts through the house. The ice conditions definitely a bit faster here in session 10.
You can come around here or here? This one?
Yep.
Yeah. Say maybe 12-5, I don't think. 12-7-5, I think, Penny.
Yep.
Well, now USA going to try and draw around that
You
red
got it.
stone just played by Penny Greeley with her first stone at
Good
the
line.
end.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Sit.
12-2. That's a beauty.
Have to-
That'll work.
Could be a little bit pacey. Does just drift past the tee line, but a nice draw by Penny Greeley.
Great shot.
USA will feel that they're catching China at the right time off the back of that loss in session 9. They've not had that much time to turn it around, getting their head straight for this next game. Sometimes that's a good thing. You can just put it behind you and put a win on the board. Sometimes it's not good to have a long time in between games and you have that time to analyze and start to doubt your performances. Leo Wei going for the takeout. Oh, lovely shot. Just rolls out of the rings. Great attempt. Just needed to curl a fraction more to stick around. Just hits it a little bit thin and spins its way out of there. Just marshaled the lefty.
Whoa.
Trying to come around this corner again.
12-3.
12-3. Could be a little bit deep. Oh, needs it to stop. Needs it to stop. And it does.
Done.
It
There you
obeys,
go.
stops in that
Beautiful.
teal coloured circle. I think teal's what we decided on in the end. Traditionally, they're normally more of a blue, like the colour of the carpet. But they've also gone for a bit of teal to fit in with the PyeongChang 2018 branding. Well, he's all set to fire. Just have a very strong shoulder. Leo Wei generates a lot of speed without any upper body momentum. Extremely accurate as well. Checks in behind the guard. USA can try and make a freeze on that now.
Same shot.
Yep.
We can still go here.
Like that, yep. Same shot. one. Start working now. Come on, dive in there.
I wouldn't expect him to be too far away with,
Come on,
with
babe. Keep
this draw.
12-9.
He has just played it.
Walk.
This looks
Very nice,
extremely good
Justin.
from Justin Marshall.
That's a beauty. That's a beauty.
I've not seen him play for a few draws, but he looks much more settled in this one. Starting to feel at home out there in the Gangneung Curling Centre. Pretty well hidden. Maybe they can only see an end. So Chen Janshin putting a lot of weight at this one. Really just trying to pick it out. Looks like it's going to wreck the guard though. Rolls to a center, so a couple of guards protecting the button. USA just need to be a little bit careful of that. China ever did. Managed to get one in behind, and it might be difficult for the USA to score.
Let's guard that up.
All right. Going that way?
Well, USA choosing to throw a guard. They could draw around the centers on the far side of the house that you can see there.
Way?
He's going to be at the high guard.
Have to be a high guard.
That's fine.
Steve Empt happy with the call. If they could ever just draw around to somewhere in the front of the white circle in line with where Kurt Black's brush was just now, that would definitely set them up and put them in good position. Well, from the reaction, I think they think it's a little bit heavy. They don't want to stick them side by side, or actually it's so heavy that they've straight raised one of the guards into the ring. Mistake there, and now China with a chance to hit and lie 2, maybe 3. Trying to make this take out. The key is not to jam it on the back one. Well, they've picked it off, but not managed to stick around in the rings. Well, USA not in as strong a position as they were a couple of stones ago. Rolls right out of there. So now they will play that draw that I suggested they play with the last stone. Steve Empt to play still. There's 5 stones to come here in N2. Well, he thinks it's hot, needs it to slow down. And again, the team's struggling with the speed of the ice here on sheet A. Bit of congestion over here on the left-hand side.
My bad.
Really struggling to get to grips with the speed.
Yeah, it hit that and it popped this one all the way.
So now a great chance here for China. If they could ever wrap one right round on top of the button, maybe there's a chance to steal here in the second. Very gradual, deliberate delivery from Wang Haitao. Eases his way into making the draw. It's looking tight at the moment. Needs to get by the guards. Passes the first one, but gets hung up on the second. Still a good shot though. And China lying 3.
Backing this way.
13 and he split him on.
You got backing this way, or we can just come around the outside?
Come with the out turn now, right? Coming this way.
Yeah, come this way.
Well, that really forces USA to go out really wide on the right-hand side of this sheet A coming home. The barrier on the right-hand side.
Here we go, boss.
Should be a lot of curl coming off here.
You like that there?
I don't think they'll be that aware of what the ice will do over here.
maybe?
12-3.
I think it's a toothpick that's in his mouth, but I'm not sure. Chomping on something anyway. So how's this one looking? Looks pacey again, maybe a little bit fast at the moment. Needs the speed to come out of this one. Anywhere in the white circle would be good enough to line shot position. Oh, and he's done well. That's a good shot there by Kirk Black to get in there and lie in shot position. That'll give something for China to deal with.
Mine was a 12-2 when I came inside.
I hope it's not the sharp end of the toothpick that's in his mouth. That would be dangerous. He's doing that little handbrake turn when he gets down there. It kind of sounds like there's a little like bee or something next to his microphone. He does it perfectly every time though, gets himself lined up. Probably saves a bit of time in the process as well. So Wang Haitao trying to follow that lovely stone by Kirk Black. Certainly got plenty of running to get down to it. How's the line? You might be able to remove it here. Oh, he's got enough. Great shot by Wang Haitao. China lying 3 here with just 1 to come here in N2.
Same shot.
He looks refocused and revitalized after a disappointing session 9. It's kind of like golfers when they're out on the course and they're telling it to sit and go and spin. So here we go, final stone of the second end, and Kirk Black needing a good one. Don't want to give up a steal this early. Looks like a similar weight to his first one.
Sit.
Very nice.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Oh, I think that's going to stop in time. Almost a carbon copy of his first one. So score of 1 for the USA in the second end to tie things up. 2 really nice draws by Kirk Black, but also a really good takeout by Wang Haitao, just nullifying that first one. Tied game here after 2 ends. 3 other games out here in session 10. GB against Slovakia, Sweden against Germany, and Finland against Switzerland. The volunteers just get everything in order, all the handles lined up on the right hand side, ready to commence the third end. Penny Greeley gets us underway, USA scoring 1 in the third. And of course, when you score, that means that you give up the last stone if you had it, and you start the next end. So the team who scored in the previous end starts the next one.
14-7-5.
Sometimes doesn't feel fair when you've maybe stolen a point when you don't have the last stone to have to then start the next end as well, but that's the rules. Generally works out and gives the best chance for the games to be close. She's shouting at it. I think it needs to go. I don't know, maybe they've been practicing the sweepers. I don't know why you would do that, but it's possible that they're used to shouting at sweepers. So a couple of guards.
Can I get a little more? Just a little more, Kirk? Thank you.
Oh, Penny Greeley aware of this massive curl coming off the barrier.
Good line. Come on, walk. Get there.
Come on.
Get there.
Come
One
on.
thing I have noticed in the first couple of ends is that we've not
12-9.
seen Steve Emp spending a lot of time up at Kirk Black's end of the ice. In some of the early sessions, he was more likely to be up there, which is quite unusual. Usually it's just the two skips that are up there, but he found it more interesting to be up there with Kirk. But maybe that's one of the changes that they've made to try and turn this ship around. So Wong Mang trying to draw around that guard that she threw with the first stone. Just sneaks past that tight red and into the house. Great draw there by Wong Mang.
About his nose in that yellow. We can at least
Now
peel it
you
if we
clear
don't.
the front one.
Drop one.
Like-
Get
like
this
we
one
nose in that
here.
yellow?
Why don't we drop one?
If not, we clear the front one. Okay. Normal. Normal.
Yeah, I like this.
A
'cause then we'll
13?
bang in the next one. I like this.
It can be quite noisy in a curling rink, and it is about 40 meters between the skip and the thrower here, Justin Marshall. So they do tend to use some hand signals sometimes to communicate what kind of shots being played and the
Feel it,
different
that's
weights
fine.
required.
There you go.
Justin Marshall just opening
8-1.
things up here with the straight peel.
Very nice, Justin.
Because now we go ahead and hit that and probably squirt that right now.
Looking far more assured, Justin. He had a tough first few games. Well, he's not looking over his shoulder just yet. Wong Hai Tao. One each. But the rest of the field has just snuck up on them a little bit after that loss earlier.
One.
session 9 to Canada. Oh, just sneaks past that top one again. They've got that line down to a T. A little bit deep, but China line 2.
You can nose this.
Yeah.
You probably push it over here.
Yep.
Actually, let's get it right about here.
That's great.
Right about here. Normal. Okay.
Just inside the nose
All day,
required.
baby, all day.
Coming across it to hit that red on the right hand side to hit it onto the yellow. I would like to keep the throwing stone around the center line as a guard. Star Spangled Banner on the top of the brush.
Hold it. Hold it.
Very nice.
9-3.
Looking pretty good. He's done enough to chip it and leave it there.
Good shot, Justin.
Doesn't look
Nicely
like
done.
it's going to hang around on the wing.
9-3.
So now another chance for China to get a good one in here. Perhaps they won't like that stone at the front of the house. Well, he's not managed to get it around the guard, has he? Just didn't get wide enough out on the ice. It's a lot of curl out wide. The sheets almost seem like they're a little bit dished into the middle at times. The wider you go out, the more the stones seem to curl.
If you split them, that's okay too.
Yep. 12-5. 12-5, Kirk. 12-5.
Well, they're going to come around that red stone and try and get one in front of the yellow at the back line. I saw in the first couple of sessions Steve Emp's really struggling with his draw weight. By this stage of the week he should have it just about nailed down. Well, has it got the running to get down there past the red? It does. Looks pretty good here.
Work. Gotta work more.
They want it to curl to cover that inside edge. Nice draw there by Steve Empt.
At least on your draws, they're all hanging
For
out.
some reason, your draws go straight.
Maybe I got
and ours-
more rotations.
So let's just remember that.
Well, a good bit of problem solving there done by the USA team. Steve Empt getting a lot of rotation on his draws, and as a result they're not getting hidden behind the guards. So they need to take a little bit less ice for Steve Empt to make them. It means they can aim a little bit inside to get to the same spot. Stones run straighter when there's more rotation on them. Goes for the takeout. He stuffs it onto the back one, so USA all of a sudden lying 2. No Chinese yellow stones in the house. Official just having a word with the Chinese players and asking them to get out of the way after the stones played to allow the USA to push on. I don't think there was any malice in it, but the official doing a good job of just making sure that USA can use the time that's ticking away in the background. 27 minutes. They started with 38, both teams. And of course it's 8 ends here for all games at the Paralympics. It's the same amount of time that's required
Go over and sit.
in the Olympics to
Over
play
and sit.
10 ends, but Obviously things just taking a little bit longer in the wheelchair game just to get everything set up, get your chair in place, get your stone in place, get up and down the ice, just takes all a bit longer. So Chen seen. Oh, this seems to be wide. He just lobbed this out a little bit. Just faded it out there. And he hits and rolls out. Quite a nice position here for the USA.
I think I had you like edge of 12 is where I had you at.
Yeah, mine's not coming along as well.
Didn't
Mine's
come
not
over
curling.
as much, right?
Yeah. You got it, bud.
So we're just gonna. Kirk, remember that Stevens tend to stay straighter than yours. So
What's that?
I said, just remember that Stevens tend to stay straighter than yours.
Okay.
So if you give them the same broom, just remember as you gave Steven.
Yeah, he was out there in the middle though quite a bit, I think, right?
His stayed out there a
Yeah.
little bit.
So mine should curl up a little bit more.
Yours curl up more.
Well, the team just relaying that information to Kirk Black about Steve Emp's stones running a little bit straighter than the rest. Let's see how this one runs for Kirk Black.
Good luck, Kirk.
Just needs to be a little bit careful of that tight guard. It is a yellow stone, and if
Gotta
they're
go.
tight, they don't want to push it into the rings.
Gotta go, gotta go!
It's all right,
Sorry,
Dad.
my bad.
Moving sit.
It's like
Just
14.
a little bit short of speed, but they
Sorry.
had the line right on that one.
14-8.
Just needed another 12 feet of running. And you can see there just how wide out in the sheet they're aiming. We've seen at times the players start to work their way up the foam bumpers with the brushes just to try and create more angle, just because there's so much curl on the ice here in the Gangneung Curling Centre. So the brush provides the aiming point.
Go, 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 go.
Starting to break now as the speed comes out of the stone, crosses the hog line. Looking good for weight, down into the house. And rests on the back red. Nice shot there by Wong Haitao. Good enough
This
to
was
get into
12-5.
shot position.
Okay.
So 13.
You same broom?
A little more.
That was
Well,
12-5
that's
right there.
Curling so much that it's fully hidden behind the two guards, the red and the yellow on the left-hand side. But Kirk Black knows the line down here. He's played it with his first stone. Came up a bit short, so just about adding the correct amount to get it down there to its desired destination.
Get by the guard. Get by the guard. Come on.
Goodbye.
Come
Well,
on.
is it by the guard?
Come on.
It
Get
is.
Kirk.
Great
Stay
line.
there. Stay there. Stay there.
Sit.
A lovely shot there
There
by
it
the
is.
American skip. Looks like he's really growing in confidence as this round robin goes on. There's a stone just back there at the back line that's causing Jianxin some issues to actually get behind the brush to see the line. Wong Haitao Just the same shot again here, really. We'll only be able to score one with this final stone of the third end. Well, he's after it. Oh, this is curling hard. Is it past the guard? I'm not sure it is. Just ticks the guard. Not quite as much rotation as Kurt Black. And it's a steal of one for the USA in the third end here. Well worked by the Americans, and after 3 ends, they now lead.
Only giving them an option for
Top
one.
of the table, China by 2 shots to 1.
I got you. Now I got to give you else 3 times. All right, we're up 1, 4th end. Right, 4 times steal. Give them 1 more.
Yep.
Okay, great job. Keep it up. All right.
Looked like one of those ones where you walk out to the side of the sheet to try and create a better angle, make it feel like it's going to pass the guard, but it was never there. Never up, never in. And as a result, United States of America stealing one in the third to take a 1-shot lead. A shame the Chinese don't have the kind of same fancy spokes as some of these other wheelchairs like the USA. Well, Penny Greeley gets his away here in the 4th end, the last end before a 5-minute halftime break. That'll be a chance for you to nip off to put the kettle on.
You're going to have to help me memorize their order. We're going to have to take it in half.
Is it bad? 14-3.
I'm just still not sure what it is.
The center guard goes up from Penny Greeley.
Wow. Then he gets taking a picture of that.
I'm sure she's a bit of an asset here at the Paralympic Games, having competed in one before and won a medal. She knows how to handle this big show and to perform on the big stage as well. I'm sure the other players will be learning lots and lots from Penny Greeley. No, they're trying to will it down there. It's got a good line. Has it got the legs to get there? Not quite. Comes up short of the rings.
Are we 12-5 out here?
For those of you back in the United States watching curling for the first time, yelling at a piece of granite does not make it move.
Sounds like one of the players is having a chat about the Chinese yelling at the stones, telling the piece of granite to make it move. Not quite sure which one of the players it was.
Running high. Running high, baby. 12-5. Great weight, Penny.
12-7.
Oh, that's
Go,
a super
girl.
draw.
There you go.
Well done, Penny.
It's a beauty.
Right down into the 8-foot, the white circle. Right in between the 2 guards too.
Yep.
And China having to come down the other side this time. Down the left-hand side. And on the clockwise rotation. Well, the line's looking pretty good here. Has it got the speed to get by? It doesn't, and doesn't get a bite of the house either.
That was 13-3. She just threw. Probably about 14.
Yeah, he's got to put you on the boards.
You want me 3-4?
3-4.
All right.
Lighter the better, though.
I had theirs at 1340.
Yep.
All day.
Just a little bit more room, maybe? Just a little?
Good.
Good. Perfect. Stand a little bit, babe.
Should be fine.
Well, USA attempting the
Back up,
same
back
shot
up,
as China here.
Back up.
Just looking for a
Right,
little
go by
bit
it
more
now.
running on it.
14.
This is looking good. Is it past that top one? Not quite. Just a little bit short speed.
Fine.
I'll do.
Kind of lines up that red-yellow combination onto that one in the 8-foot. It's the only problem they've got, and Wong Hai Tao's spotted it.
Right, very well, F. We'll soon find out.
A chance here for China to get that red out of the house. An unexpected opportunity, this one. And Liu Wei certainly has that big weight ability. Gives it an almighty shove. He can certainly throw it hard. Has he got the accuracy? Looking inside at the moment. Well, not even close. That was probably a foot inside where he wanted to hit.
Drop another one in now.
Come around it. 5-6.
Yeah, baby. Here we go, Justin.
You got this.
Here we go.
Justin Marshall getting the big build up from Steve
Right into
Empton,
that broom, babes. You got
Penny
it.
Greeley. Kind of motivate him to make a great shot here.
Get by there and hide.
This one's definitely carrying a little bit more speed than his last one.
12-5.
How's the line? Ooh, just next to the guard.
That works.
What's wrong with that? Great weight.
Finishes in a good spot though.
Great weight.
It's a great weight.
12-5.
I think China may well be interested in that plant that's lined up again. Just chips the guard, rolls into useful position for the USA.
Yeah.
So second chance here for Liu Wei. Liu Wei, the oldest member of this team, 33 years old. And that just straightened up a little bit and spins through. Hangs for second shot though and clears some of the debris in front of the house. Good shot there by the Chinese second.
1-3.
Yeah.
Here's another look, just had it a fraction inside the nose and that just straightened it up to bounce off. Gets it in a slightly different spot, then might have just stuck around for a shot position.
Draw down to it.
Either that way or this way, one of the two.
Like this way.
All right.
Kind of weight you throwing.
Oh, this is a difficult shot here for Steve Emp.
You get past that guard and get over
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm thinking.
The difficulty is getting past the centre guard and then getting past the wide one because the stone is going to be moving from right to left across the sheet.
Do that, we put a guard up there and plug that hole.
Justin Marshall behind, just buddying up and securing Steve's chair. Difficult shot here, needs to get close to the centre guard to
Come on.
find its way to the
get
back
rub.
one.
Yeah, we'll rub off of that, be all right.
That'd be the first indicator. How close is it to the centre? Probably a little bit wide.
Wow.
Huge amount of curl over there, and that's kind of drifted off into no man's land. It was a difficult shot there. It may have been better served coming around the centre guard on the other side.
Remember big picture here. We're trying to steal one.
A little bit of a defensive call that actually by the USA. They could have come down that right hand side and really put a lot of pressure on China, and instead this red stone wide open, and Chen Jianshin can make the takeout. So can Chen make this one go away? He's only got to wait for it. And bangs it and hits and rolls to lie 2. USA punished for that last shot.
Yep.
USA needing to switch to defense and play a takeout. CVEM's takeout game has been pretty consistent throughout the round robin.
Right there. Right there.
Well, looking a little bit inside at the moment. Needs to stay straight.
Very nice.
Oh, makes a hit and roll over. Nice shot there by the American third player. Well, they would love just for that one to stop about there, just this side of the centre line. Just rolls a fraction over the centre, and China should be able to play a takeout now to lie 2. A good chomp on that toothpicks. Kirk Black. I wonder if he goes for a fresh one for the second half. Looking good. Great shot. Well done by Chen Jianshin.
This way.
Yeah, I think so. With that guard there, we have to.
So maybe if USA can get it particularly right here, they might be able to play a double takeout on these 2 yellows. Looking to hit it on the kind of the centre line side of that first one. Kirk Black, the 48-year-old.
I like that.
Kirk Black tries to give it some extra speed. The delivery stick goes quite high there. Has that affected the line?
Just a little. Just a little.
It's close. He's got the back one as well. What a shot by Kirk Black.
Good shot.
One of the best of the week.
That's the way we do it.
Absolute beauty. Just inside the nose. Flicks that back one and rolls it through and gives it the big fist pump. Come on, baby. China now facing 3 red American stones. China still with a chance here if they could remove that red and just tuck under that centre guard. Well, that's not always advised, turning your stone over in the middle of the playing area. When the stones start to come back the other way, you don't want any big dents in the ice, but you obviously felt there was something underneath the stone that needed to be dealt with. You can see the volunteer in the background with his little cloth cleaning the bottoms of the stones for the players, so that shouldn't really happen. This looks pretty close though. Hits it on the nose. Nice shot by Wang Haitao.
Just gotta make it go.
Make it go, bye-bye.
Yeah, same weight.
Got a slalom there from Wang Haitao to navigate his way around the stones out wide. And it's Kirk Black to play with his final stone at the fourth end. Well, just needs to get past the guard here. They won't be too worried about where the thrown stone goes. Oh, he sticks her around to lie 3 though. Super shot. A great end by the USA. Really well done, and this one is going to have the full attention of Wang Haitao. Facing 3. Can't afford any error on this one. Well, is that focus or is that pressure on the face of Wang Haitao? Don't want to have 2 losses today. It's been a very tight first half here. Could go either way, but China need to make sure they hit that white circle or closer to the button to score. Little shuffle, happy with the position. And he sends it on its way, the final stone of the fourth end. The Chinese skip Wang Haitao needs to find the white circle as a minimum. And wanted to stop. I think this one looks all right. It's curling hard. Gets down there just into the white circle. Great shot there by the Chinese skip. A score of 1 for China to finish off the first half. It's been singles all the way for the first 4 ends and a tied game as we go into the halftime break. USA playing really well at the front end. Justin Marshall continuing to raise his game as the round robin goes on. Way above his tournament average. And the back end, Steve Empton, Kirk Black, not playing too badly either.
Continue just like the first end and a half. Just be patient. Let him shoot, let him shoot, let him shoot, let him shoot. And stones are going to end up where the stones are going to end up. So, all right, guys, I don't have a lot for you. I'm going to just sit down here. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to kind of have some wheat thins. I mean, what the heck?
I'm gonna drive you today.
We could be like a sponsor for Wheat Thins.
I know.
Time. What does USA eat on a timeout?
The camera right there, is this good?
100% home grain wheat thins. They're good for you.
Well, meanwhile, with the People's Republic of China, really it's the performance of Wong Haitao that's keeping them in this game. The front end not playing as well as the Americans. Quite a bit down on their opposite numbers. That's Ching Shuang Yue talking to the players. Bronze medal in the Olympic women's curling event in 2010 Vancouver, playing second position. Also 2009 world champion.
觉得湖他湖有问题还擦没事儿啊，先保证自己湖有问题的一定要擦，别管它。
All the teams have different approaches. China maybe just taking on some fluids at most, whereas USA having a good scoff in between the fourth and fifth ends. Even sound like they're pitching for a bit of sponsorship there at halftime. 6 takeouts, 92% for the USA. In fact, they've only played 6 so far though. Just shows that they're playing an offensive game. Maybe that's partly down to the mistakes that we've had from the Chinese front end that's allowed them to play lots of draws.
Yeah, it's kind of our fault, too.
Don't be that guy.
Rusty Scheibert,
Thank you, Team USA.
Good.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Meg.
very naughty, Team USA, very naughty.
I don't think I can take him out of the action.
All right.
Other brands are available.
All done?
Thank you.
Go get him.
USA.
We gotta get out of these breaks a little quicker. There's 1 minute to go. We should be on that.
I heard one of the American teams saying that they need to be out from the breaks a little bit faster to make sure they're not wasting any time. Getting ready. We've got 5 minutes to get in off the ice. Go for a toilet break if needed and have a quick refreshment and a chat with the coach and then get back out there and ready to play. Both teams quite comfortable for time at the moment. They've got more than half of their time from the start of the game left. More than 19 minutes each. So USA with 20 and a half minutes and China with 19 and a half.
2-3.
I think USA seeming quite upbeat at the moment. They can maybe smell an upset here.
Nice line, Penn.
Penny making a great start to this game, 81%. It's exactly the kind of numbers you're looking for from your lead.
13-4.
Very nice. I like
Gets the
it.
corner guard up. Well, Wong Meng not at her best, and that's maybe partly down to the quality of the performance by her opposite number. Only 47%, and she'll have to raise her game if China had to have a chance in the second half. Oh well, she's put a perfect end here though. Puts the center guard up, comes right around it. Still a fair portion of that Yellowstone scene from the far end. Penny Greeley can play a takeout on that one. Penny uses the kind of the push and pull technique. You see her pulling it back and generating a little bit of
hold it.
momentum that way. All the other players seem to use the GTX stick delivery. Oh, and that's the first free guard zone violation I've seen this week by any of the players.
No, free guard.
So that stone is replaced.
2 inches maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, you weren't buried.
No. Back one.
Actually, you want the top one.
Okay.
We tell him.
No, it was this one here.
Other one.
This one here, yeah.
sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I'm saying no harm, no foul, but there was a foul. The free guard zone rule states that you can't remove the opposition stones when it's in that area out in front of the house with a lead shot, and Penny Greeley is the lead. But now the first 4 stones of the end have been played, then those guards can be removed. Leo Wei to play. Looking for another guard here, you would fancy. They are yelling this one on. Get down in there, you Yellowstone. Well done. Finds a good position.
Split them off. Think if you nose it, or slightly on this side, you get them both. Okay? It's that, or you want to hit this one and run it back.
Don't matter.
I kind of like that.
I kind of like hitting the one on the left.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're narrow, we peel it. We'll get it with the next one.
Yeah, if we're narrow, we get the top one.
Yep. Good call.
13.
13.
You got it, young blood. Come on, kid. All day.
I would love to curl with Steve Empt. I think he's great. I think he brings so much positivity to the ice. He's upbeat. He encourages the other players.
Gotta work. Gotta work.
Nope.
I think he's just set that one back a little bit, and it's running away.
7, 8.
It's run right by. Sacrificed a bit of accuracy for the power there, Justin Marshall.
That was some heat. That was high heat. Like I told you this morning, we couldn't hit. Remember that?
Peel weight.
That's what it was.
Well, that grunt from Chen Jianxin usually indicates that he's ready to throw. That's actually Liu Wei who's doing the grunting on this occasion. Biting that bottom lip with concentration. Looking for a long guard in this one. Needs to get over the hog line. It's over. Well, China working a good end there after a couple of consecutive misses by the USA. That free guard zone rule violation followed up by a miss on the peel.
The other way, in case we knows it. Kirk, how about we come the other way? In case we go to wide, we get the back.
But taking this one, or taking this one?
No,
I think it should take the second one.
I think we go to second one. You got all of it. He knows his at. We're good.
This is a good call from the far end. Got a chance to move 2 guards out of the way by playing onto the second and third stone rather than that long guard.
Bill.
You got it.
So a chance for Justin to make amends for that previous mistake. Can certainly throw it hard
Hold the line.
and do a bit of damage. Needs to get past that first one. Oh, he's just nicked it.
8-1.
That's okay though. That was the initial call from Kirk Black. Black sitting at the back there, plotting his next move. Chen Jianxin, the Chinese third player, 56% through the first half.
力量行，力量行。
有。
哇，7、8别着急，90哇，掉了。
掉啊！掉再掉点，再掉点，再掉点。
Another guard here. They're just trying to protect that one that's in the house.
再来点，再来点。
Well, that's quite wide, actually, and USA will have another crack at this double peel on the two yellows closest to the house. They're just trying to burst their way in there at the moment so they can get at that one in the house at some stage. The event 53%, a bit below his tournament average. Looking pretty good for line here. Needs to hang up.
10-6.
Oh, he's hit it inside the nose. Need to hit it about the same place on the other side.
Weak. Still weak, but
Still weak.
better than 10-6.
Yeah, it is better. I gotta say 10. Just 10 to 6.
I still got this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, more of the same really for China. They know they're in a strong position here in N5 and they're just trying to protect what they've got. The invisible sweeper is working hard on this one to drag it down there. Over curls again though, and now USA slowly but surely clearing away into that stone
See about half of that
in the
top
house.
one?
Got a half.
Yeah. To move out.
Okay.
They're going for the one closest to the
Wait,
house,
wait,
not the
wait.
one in the house. They're just trying to force a way in there at the moment. Still got 3 stones to come here in this 5th end USA.
Stay there. Stay there. All right.
Well, he gets it. And just gets it out the side of the house. Well, there was 3 guards on that yellow. Now there's none. So it's looking a little bit more fragile. I'm not in love with this practice of the Chinese and them cleaning the stones in the middle of the ice. Should really just leave that to the volunteers, I think, to be able to do it right over at the sides, where it's not going to affect the playing surface, where the stones are going to come down in the next end. I wonder if the ice technicians have clocked that at all. Mark Callan, the chief technician. Well, this isn't going to be a guard, but it is going to drift into the house. It could be a bit of extra insurance for China, getting a second one in there. But for the first time, really all end, since lead stones anyway, USA have a chance to play on the one in the house. I think China would have been better off with a guard there, maybe just a little bit too much weight. So Kirk Black playing above his tournament average of 49%. Similar technique actually to Leo Wei, right over the cue, leaning forward.
Stay there, stay there, stay there. Get by it.
Curl up. Curl up.
Get by it. Now work. Come on. More.
Oh, he's by the top guard. Would like a roll underneath.
The shot.
Oh, it's a really good shot. Doesn't quite get into shot position, but still very useful. Now, what do you do if you're China here? They would love to wrap another one round. That's a good call there from Wang Haitao. They could try and draw right around that red. They'll want to err on the safe side here and take plenty of ice. It would look pretty silly if they overcurled and tapped the red up and USA went on to score 2. Look like they're taking plenty of ice. They'll have to change their minds here. Maybe playing a takeout instead. Having a terrific game, Wang Haitao. I'm not sure what shot they've arrived at in the end. Oh, looks like a takeout. Just getting rid of this stone in the center line. He's over curled and chipped the guard though. Now, can the USA do something a little bit crafty with that first stone?
Yeah, I think that's the shot. I think you just do a tap. I don't know.
Think about me. We think about this though. We come this to this. Dude, hear me out. Chip this. And split that. That'll push that off over here. The red will roll in. We shoot our shooter here. I mean, we'll play for a tap.
Yeah, play for a tap.
But I think if you can do that, what kind of weight you want to throw? You want to throw T-line? You want to throw 10?
We can tap it, or are we going to hit theirs?
Yeah, if we catch it too thin, it's probably going to go into this.
I think it's.
We go into it on the back side.
I think we throw T-line.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
So it's middle.
Hard to tell without seeing.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy. Bring it home.
Well, there is a chance to score 2 here for the USA. Don't think you need to be too concerned about it. They can play it in such a way that they can guarantee a score of 1. They don't need to worry about moving that yellow stone. If they just chip a piece of that red and roll through, they'll be able to score 2. Difficult shot to score 2, easy shot to score 1, but important not to give up a steal. Well, final stone of the 5th end. Captain Kirk Black trying a deft little chip shot on his own stone.
Keep coming.
Looking pretty good.
Keep coming.
Has it got the running for it? I think this one's going to overcurl a little bit, but should be good enough to score 1.
Get up there.
And it does.
Nope.
Just pushes it far enough. It was really just the speed that beat that one, and you kind of feel that Kirk Black maybe talked himself out of that one before he even left the house. He was worried about it, that if he went all out for the split, then he might score anything. And he threw it a little bit tentatively.
Tiny tap.
A tap's a tap, right?
Just got it far enough to put a point on the board.
Up 1.
So the singles continue. This time 1 for the USA. They look like they're having a great time out there. And after 5 ends, it's United States of America 3, People's Republic of China 2. USA making the most shots so far, but not really getting away from China on the scoreboard.
Beautiful line.
Penny really gets the sixth end underway. Penny could be the reason why USA are so far ahead in the stats.
Nice stone, Penny.
Very nice, Pen.
She's really doing a number on Wang Meng at the lead position. But sometimes, especially if your lead's playing really well and scoring a high stat Penny there, then it doesn't always mean that there'll be lots of points going onto the scoreboard. That's kind of down to the skip, and actually it's the Chinese skip who's outplaying the American skip at the moment. And when you look at the cumulative stats and the positions throughout the tournament, then you've got Wang Haitao, who's 67% average through the first 6 games. And in first position of all the skips, all the 4 throwers. And then you've got Kirk Black at 49% and 10th out of 12. That really probably explains why, or goes a long way anyway to explaining why USA have only got 1 win out of 6 games. One win out of 5 games, and China have won 5 out of 6.
You want to draw in? Okay. That's fine.
There you go.
Come on back. Come on back. Come on. There it goes. Work more.
No, easy. Stay.
Stay.
Hit it.
Stay.
Stay. Stay.
Get it.
Touches it,
9-6.
but doesn't get it out of there.
More room on that.
So an early advantage for China, as Penny Greeley not quite at the same standard in the second half as she was in the first. Made a big mistake in the first, in the 5th end, and now another one here. Maybe the American skip needing to give Penny a little bit more ice on that clockwise rotation. Missing a couple of takeouts on the inside there. This is a good draw here from Wang Meng. And when your opposite number isn't playing as well, then all of a sudden the shots get a little bit easier, the confidence goes up, and the execution starts to rise.
75?
Yeah.
Is that like 0.75?
I don't know.
Or is that 3/4?
Might be 6/8.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All day.
Normal.
Bang,
Yeah.
bang.
3/4 or 6/8.
Just double and roll out to the wing.
So Kirk Black calling for a tap back on that yellow stone. We won't see it thrown quite as heavily as we saw his last 2 shots in the 5th end.
Cross more. Cross more. Put it in play.
Over curls and pushes it right through.
接来啊，后去也行。哦。
Well, with that red American guard still being there, China can try and loop another one round.
行，
线路平遥，力量没问题。
好呀，没事，力量线路也行，
小线了，行。
哇，行。
哇。
Got a really good line here, and the weight looks good as well. Oh, super shot. Great setup here by China. And as they say,
Yeah, I think so.
they Couldn't have
it.
done
Or
it
you feel
better from the near
Either
hack.
way.
Yep. You got it.
13.
The only problem with that analogy here is that there is no
Done
hack
this
in
way.
wheelchair curling. Just a Paralympic Games logo and sheet A. No need for a hack in wheelchair curling.
13.
Yep.
Touch less.
Well, the front
Ah,
end, who
crossover
were
now.
so dominant in the
We're gonna get it. Over
first half, aren't quite at the races so far in the second half, and China are starting to make it count here.
秦科也
They've got the
行。
last stone here in the sixth end, and they're already lying 3.
上法力也行啊。哦。手小一点儿，力量没问题。
Well, China would be looking to have one in the front of the house here. They would have been better just throwing one to the wings.
行。
But gets a good line and protects those 2 yellow stones. Perhaps they were worried about some sort of triple takeout from the
Fill it.
USA
Yep.
with all 3 yellow stones being in line in the house.
13.
So halfway through this sixth end, and Steve Empt having to play the peel on the guard. So a very consistent pre-shot routine, gets himself set up, shoulders back, big deep breath, and sends it on its way.
There's something back there.
Oh, sneaks by and actually gets the one underneath the guard. Oh, that's a lovely shot there by Steve Empt. I don't think it's the one that was called,
打定。
but gets an even better result. If they'd ever feathered that guard, though, they would have been in huge trouble. It looks like a takeout here for China. They're just going to take out that red stone on the edge of the white circle. Chen Jianxin to play.
走啊！
Well, this one seems to be curling a lot. Just needs to be
Go,
careful
go, go,
not
go,
to
go, go, go.
direct the red stone onto the back one. There it is. Stuffs it onto that stone in the back line.
I think you like that.
What a turnaround in those couple of stones.
12.
Great shot by Steve Empt, and
11.
a poor one from
11.
Like
Chen
11?
Jianxin.
You can do that. Yep.
It'll bend.
Okay.
Okay, 10.5-second wait.
Edge of the button.
Well, I think they'll be looking for a
you
similar
won't
shot
lay out
to the last one. They found a really good line with Steve Empt's last stone.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less weight here, just trying to tap it back.
That's what a friend forward.
Like 10.5, 11. You want 11, right?
11.
I think that's still okay.
Well, that red stone in the back line just causing a little bit of discomfort for Kirk Black to be able to get in behind the brush to see the line. There's a deep breath and then lean forward and off it goes.
Work, work. Come on. Get over.
Well, he's overthrown this. It looks a little bit more weight than what they called. Oh, he slips right on by.
Nice try.
You get a time on it?
Just sneak by it as well. Buzzed the tower.
进来。
Here's another look. Oh. The smallest of margins. And Steve Empt is furious with himself for that one. All forgotten now, the smile's back.
Heavy weight.
He doesn't stay mad for long, does Steve? Good shot here from Chen. Makes the freeze.
Now you just gotta
This
bang.
end really
13.
swinging back and
13.
forth.
Yep.
Could go either way here.
Knows it. We're good.
You're only going to get rid of the back one, but that's all right.
Now this is a big shot here for Kirk Black.
Think I need a
Quite
little more?
a technical
13?
shot. Needs to come around the
13.
guard and
You'll be all right.
rumble the two Yellowstones frozen on the button.
Good line, Kirk. Have the weight. Goodbye. Good work. Come on, come on, come on.
Well, needs
coming.
to curl a
Go.
little bit.
Come
Needs
on.
to get across
Come
the
on.
center line. It's
Come on.
trying. It's trying. Oh, good shot. Gets rid of one of them and sticks around. Shrinks that scoring area a little bit for China, which may well force them to make a takeout. When you're making them face a play, when you're making them play a takeout, there's that chance that they could roll out, and then USA can make a takeout with the last one and the one in the button. China wanting to hit that red and just stay in the house in second shot position. Well, it would be a real problem in the men's and women's game if you couldn't stay behind the brush, if you had sweepers. So difficult to judge if you can't see the line. You'd be entirely guessing, but not a problem in wheelchair curling. You don't have any sweepers. Going the big weight here, just trying to get rid of that red, and looks pretty good. Oh, slams it right on the nose. Great shot there by Wang Haitao. And he is really dragging his teammates through this game.
Almost the same shot. You like going after shot?
What's that?
You like going after shot, or you want to go after the?
I think you got plenty of room to get after. You roll out, you roll out. You know what I'm saying? You throw a 12 with this right here, you'll get by there, no problem. I mean, we can go after that if you want. You can see half of it, right, Justin?
What's that?
You can see half of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little over half.
It's your call. I like coming after this with a 12, but I think we can get it. If not, we just bang that. We might be able to roll over.
Where's the broom?
For your 12. Say probably right about there.
Well, so much of these decisions down to the thrower themselves as to what they're confident in, what shot they know they're going to make. Could just hit that wide one, just played by
You like this one? You
Wang
like the open one?
Haitao. That would be the easier shot with the less reward, or they could go after the harder shot around the center to finish
Even if I roll out.
lying in shot position. It's the right idea to go after the one closest to the button here. They can err on the professional side here, and even if they hit and roll out, then that's no disaster. The last thing that Kirk Black wants to do here is to wreck on the guard. That would almost guarantee a score of 3 for China.
They're
Well,
coming now.
the
They're
guard
coming
looks
now.
safe.
They're coming.
Dive in there.
Has he done enough to get a piece? He has. And he just squeezes it out there, leaving that solitary yellow in the 8 foot. But China with a chance to put the first multiple score of the game on the board. Just nipped it. And did enough to get it out of a scoring position. Big pat on the back from Penny Greeley. Well, China now just having to draw the paint really for two. Just needs to outcount that back red. So if they can get fully into the house, that'll be good enough for the first deuce of the game. And what a time to do it. Just 2 ends to come after this one. Wong Haitao with the final stone of the 6th end. Done quite a few draws today. He's thrown 7 before now. Certainly not short of speed, and the players are begging for this one to stop. Oh, nicely done. Absolutely no problem. Into the red 4-foot circle. 2 points for the first time in the game. And the Chinese fans showing their support for that one. China, for the first time since the first end, taking the lead in this match. It's now China 4, USA 3. Still all to play for. That's starting to even out as USA come down a little bit and China starting to move up. Both teams playing 64% now. It really is that close. Well, Wong Meng starts the 7th end for China. I think he would have liked this short of the rings. Goes right down onto the button. One of the big differences probably here strategically between wheelchair curling and the men's and women's game. The men's and women's game, you would almost guarantee that it'd play a takeout on that yellow stone.
Good line.
To try and run the end through and take the last stone into the final end. 7th end being the penultimate one. In wheelchair curling, choosing to throw the corner guard.
Very nice, Penny.
14-3.
Great shot.
Well, she's done a good job throughout this game of throwing good corner guards. Wong Haitao starting to move with purpose out there. I think that's given him a real lift, that score of 2 in the 6th end. After a nice draw to start the end, Wong Meng looking for a guard this time. Looking a little bit pacey, and this one's going to run into the rings. Oh, and makes it directly in line with that yellow. Really well played by the Chinese lead.
12.
Really going to try and bump things around. It's going to be a bit inside with a couple of these clockwise takeouts. Has she adjusted for this one? Well, again, misses on the inside and rolls out of the rings. Now, what do you do if you're China? Do you play a guard or do you play a peel? Looks like they're going to play the guard.
Yeah.
That one didn't have a lot of rotation.
Yeah, I thought I noticed that
About
right
a 1.5.
Players giving Penny some feedback on that one. Not a lot of rotation on that one, and that caused it to curl a bit more and miss on the inside.
Yeah.
歇了也行，力量合适。没事没事没事。哦。哦，停了。
Trying to hug the center line here.
好。
哦。
Pretty good shot there by Liu Wei.
力量太小了。
It is quite long and it has overcurled slightly. So USA might consider going after that stone in the house with this one.
Better take the top one. I'll hold it tighter. Let's throw a 12. No, let's throw an 11. All right. You get the top, you get the top.
Kurt Black giving Justin Marshall options with this one. Really happy to move either yellow stone. They would prefer to get the one on the button. Looks like it's going to chip the one in the guard though.
Very good.
Maybe we can just sneak in the side door. That would be useful.
Come on.
Oh, lovely. That's a really good shot there by Justin Marshall. Doesn't get the shot that was called, but gets a great second best plan B result. And that forces China to play a takeout on the wing, leaving that yellow stone in the button exposed. Again, the Chinese player is not happy with the running surface of the stones. At least they're cleaning it way over at the side this time and not between the tram lines. Isn't that pretty much like once every end for the last few ends? Should maybe have a word with the volunteer and tell him to clean the stones properly for us. So Liu Wei playing the take it out wide in the house here. Looking pretty good. Can roll over as well. Great shot by Liu Wei. Rolls into the house.
Like that.
Normal? Yep.
That is absolutely perfect. Just 2/3 on the inside, rolls back towards the center and gets the second yellow stone in there. Just about out of his chair, cheering that one down. Got the job done. Justin Marshall looking to move some yellow granite this time.
Stay. Right there. Stay. No more.
Little roll.
Right there, baby. Right. Sit, 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 sit.
No, that's not going to sit. Stays in
dump.
play, but not in a scoring position, not touching the house. So now China can go back to throwing out a guard on that shot stone. Everyone says and then off it goes. It sounds like they're at the dentist a little bit. Open your mouth and say Chen Jianxin makes a great guard here. Lovely shot by the Chinese third.
Yep.
Well, I think they're going to try something similar to the previous shot by Justin Marshall, where he chipped off the center guard and rolled into the house. USA want to give themselves a chance to score 2 here. They don't want to just settle for 1, but they certainly don't want to give up a steal all the same.
Gotta work. Feel it.
Well, he makes it go away and goes on to the wide one. It doesn't redirect back into the house.
8号少输一点儿。
9-5.
Yeah.
USA really needing some sort of a mistake here for China, a missed guard perhaps, and then we'll be able to move that stone in the forefoot. They had a chance earlier in the end to move it, and they elected to move the second shot. I wonder if that'll be something they regret later on.
行行。
丢啊！
这儿比上一个少。
丢住！哇！丢！攻击下得到！go！ 先切我进油！
Now he's telling it to go. Is it going? Well, it's not gone far enough. That's a chance. That's the one that USA were looking for. They can now see that yellow stone and
Same weight as through?
have a go at removing it.
What's that? Yes.
You right? Same weight?
Yep. You like that broom?
A bit of space in between the guard and the
You like that
stone
broom?
Yeah,
in the house
beautiful.
as well. So maybe they could make a roll underneath and get hidden.
Stay
Stay.
there. Stay
Well,
there.
this says to me it's in
Stay
the
there.
guard.
10.
A little
Bit
lighter.
of a mistake. Maybe they'll get one to hang in the
Damn.
wing. Just spins. Oh. And just nibbles the edge of the teal circle. So that isn't a scoring position at Redstone, and China don't like it. They can see the inside. They could throw a guard, they could throw a draw to one of the wings, and that would force USA to score 1.
看着这边看着是全漏了，但是我觉
Well,
得
if they just throw one in front of that yellow stone in the house, then USA could
威哥你觉得
play a
呢
double takeout to lie 2. So that wouldn't be advisable, but that does look like what they're going for.
往里投一个不就行了？不行清分一下，不行清磕一下。
加油！
There we go, just slides it in there. It's got to be a great time saver, probably 3 or 4 seconds there every single time he comes to play. All adds up. Well, he's looking for this just in the front of the house.
高点没问题，
好，
关键是力量。
力量行，Go
Doesn't
hard！
have a great deal of rotation on this one, so expect to see it curling
一
early.
定 hard！再走走，
下线
加
了！
油！
Well, it doesn't manage to make the guard, and now USA with a chance to hit and lie 2. That stone played by Steve Empt with his second,
What's that?
Kirk, follow down after
touching
you
the
shoot.
edge of the house, and could come into play now.
His was a 10 and it came over. So
I wonder if the Chinese coach Xing Shuang Chua might bring that one up
10 seconds.
in the post-game
Yeah, I knew it was a little
debrief.
light.
Come on, guys, you're 1 shot up. We don't need to steal here in the 7th end. We need to force the 1. And China played that shot like they were trying to steal. Now, USA, out of nothing really, have a chance to lie 2.
Come on, come on, come on, come back. Come back.
Come back.
Come back. More. More.
Keep coming.
More.
This looks
Stick
pretty
around.
good from
coming.
Kirk
Stick
Black.
around.
It's all right.
Stick around.
Oh, lovely shot.
shot.
Lies
Nothing
2.
wrong with Nice shot.
加油！
Oh, they'll bang it. Oh, they'll bang it.
Well, no doubt this time that China are going to play a takeout. They'll need to find their way under the cover if they don't want to leave an easy shot for USA to score 2.
加油！
So just removing that red stone next to Chen's brush. It's China's final stone here in 7.
行，
Go, go, go,
文婷
go.
好，
Oh, this is curling early. It isn't even past the guard.
加油！
It is. Oh, actually, he's played an absolute beauty.
好球！
Gets right in behind the guard, and you know what? I don't even know if there's a shot here for USA to score 2. Hit that sweet as a nut. And USA might be forced just to draw for 1. What a shot there by Wang Haitao. He has come to play here in session 10. Even when his teammates were struggling, he was keeping them in it and dragging them along with him. And that could be the difference here. Kirk Black needing to make sure that he scores here. Doesn't want to fall further behind. And this one's made. Really nice draw by Kirk Black. Just crawls into the front of the 8-foot circle, but good enough to score 1 and tie the game up. This one's all tied, and it's a one-end shootout here in session 10.
No, I think she get 4.
The China will have the last stone in the 8th end. Just one end to come here. Well, it's all come down to this one end here. And after 7 ends, they're exactly where they were at the start, all tied. Just one end to play, and China have the last stone.
Nice line.
Penny Greeley gets us underway here.
Gotta go.
They'll be looking for a couple of good guards from her.
Nice start, Penny.
Just wonder if some of the struggles with the ice conditions earlier on are something to do with the changing weather conditions outside. It's much warmer outside today. When you think back to the start of the Olympics, and the temperatures were around minus 25 and putting wind chill in places. Somehow it's nearly 15 to 20 degrees outside, positive degrees. So it's about a 30 to 40 degree difference in just a month. And that's something for the ice technicians to contend with. They'll be running it much colder in the ice rink to try and keep the ice conditions good and playable, but as a result, the ice conditions may be a little bit faster. And Wang Meng looking a little bit pacey here as well. Will it hang around? It will.
You drop one in now or
2-3.
Yeah, either's okay.
2-3.
Take 3,
Center guard.
14-5.
USA calling for a center guard and using the full width of the ice for the brush. Penny Greeley, the only player who pulls it back on this sheet before she sends it on its way. All the other players start it from a dead start.
Keep going.
It's a beauty.
Keep going.
It's another good guard from Penny Greeley.
Let's go, Penny girl. Go.
So the red circle, the path into the button, pretty well blocked at the moment. China will want to open it up at some point, but they can't do it with a lead stone. Earlier in the game, there was a free guard zone violation where Penny Greeley removed one of the Chinese guards and it had to be replaced, and the American stone was taking it off. That's why China will be throwing another draw here. Well, this is way inside. Is it rumbling the guards? Oh, it is, and actually straight raises it. And now the 4-foot circle really is covered.
Like coming around this way, you got backing. Sure. This was an 11-8.
Okay. 12-5.
12-3.
Okay.
You got it, young blood.
To the boards, baby.
All day long.
Well, the young buck,
Plug it right in there.
Justin Marshall.
Drop it like a top.
Well, if he could make this one good, get it down into the red circle, then could well be a game winner.
There you go. Come on. Come on. Work now.
Looks like it's got the right speed.
12-3.
How's the line?
12-3.
A little bit wide. Trying to work its way in now, though.
Very nice,
That's a beauty.
Justin.
Lovely shot by Justin Marshall.
That's a beauty.
In the early sessions, Justin Marshall's draw weight just wasn't even to be seen. It wasn't even in South Korea. I think he left it at home, but turned up in his light baggage, and he's starting to make them now. Leo Wei fully focused on the target, gives it an almighty heave to try and peel that stone out from Justin Marshall. Well, another mistake, chips the guard, but at least opens up the shot stone.
Yes.
We might see another guard here from the USA.
2-3.
2-3, Wisconsin.
So 2-3 is just kind of up there close to the house. 2 is kind of halfway up the guard zone, and 3 is close to the house. The playing area split up into 10 zones in a system devised by a very famous Canadian curler called Randy Ferbey.
Good broom. That's a nice line.
3 or 4, I think 4-time world champion he was in the early 2000s. So it splits up the guard zone into 3 zones, and then the house up into another 7. So it's a 1 to 10 system.
Little tiny rub. That's nice, Justin. That's nice.
No, just parks it on the side.
Okay.
China are going to try and spill some guards here. Just watch for where that yellow stone goes. It's going to go onto that red on the right-hand side, and will it redirect back in front of the shot stone? We'll soon find out. Quite an interesting shot, this one. He can throw it so hard, Leo Wei, and I think he likes it. Oh, pretty good. Did leave that yellow stone on the center line, which could be useful for USA later on. So will USA just plug the gap? He was really urging that one down there. Well, I'm not too sure what's been called here, whether it's the guard or another draw around. I would say the guard's probably the more likely decision here. Steve Empt just looking for 2 more good shots from the USA third.
Come back. Work. Come on back.
It'll work.
Come on back.
It'll work.
Come on back.
It'll work.
Come on back. Come on back.
Come on.
Yeah, I think he'd be happy with this one. Perfect line.
That'll work.
Nice shot.
Sorry.
8号，
8号直是不是啊？
行，
上
8号
线啊！
直，8号比较直啊，行，没问
行
题。
，8号中了一个。
8秒5，稍大一点也行。
好，上线啊！
上线啊，不行，周前面那黄的也行，但你上线啊。
好，
行。
Will do.
Oh.
China think there's still a
I saw
gap
that.
in there that they can drive
Keep
one
cutting,
through.
上线。
好，
过了，过了，过了。
感觉不出牛。
He's going to go for it. He's going to try and wiggle one between all the guards and remove that shot stone.
好，
Oh, this one seriously got some hot sauce on it from Shen. Jansen absolutely flying down the ice.
快一点。
Oh, he rumbles the guard and he's got lucky here. Is it a shot?
行。
Oh my, what a shot from Chen Jianxin.
What a beautiful game.
Beautiful game.
Okay. Can I wait?
12.
12?
It wasn't exactly what the Chinese were looking for, but gets a good result.
Gonna have to hit like right about here.
Got it.
Slightly off nose.
This is a little bit of a strange shot selection from the USA. They're just going to roll their shooter away from the center.
12.
Maybe better just trying to play a freeze down there rather than tapping up here. Tough shot here. That was a killer blow there from Shen Jianxin.
Yeah, cross now. Cross
Not
now.
exactly what they were looking for, but they got a great result out of it.
Sit.
Oh, far too much weight from Steve Empt here. But does manage to roll into shot position.
打水。
That could be one for the USA team to look at afterwards. What was that call? Well, nothing in the way of a take out on that
对点，
shot stone. That American stone in closest to the button. Playing much better in his draw game than he is on his takeouts.
哦哦。
偏大一点。
Well, they're roaring at it. Oh, what a shot again from Chen Jianxin.
There you go.
Oh, Kirk Black's going to have to
2 minutes.
Do we hit that and just flop over?
got it
pull
all.
something out here.
Yeah, they flop there. Yep.
Yep. We've got a timeout too if we need it.
So they're going for a takeout. They could just call for a little tap back on that yellow stone. Important to be shot after this stone.
Little hip and flop. Sounds good.
I love the rims on the USA wheelchairs. I think I have to give them the gold medal for the best rims.
Is that a 9.5 broom, you think?
Yep.
Don't think China knew about that competition. They don't have anything kind of fancy about theirs. We see some of the other countries have got some kind of discs with the flag on it. Those USA ones, they're not mucking about with them. Anyway, Kirk Black. Trying to make a hit, and the line looks pretty good here. Needs to curl.
Little roll.
Right there.
Oh, what a shot from Kirk Black.
There you go.
Hello, USA. All of a sudden, USA in a position to win this game. They could steal here in this 8th end. What a shot. That's a sign of a great skip, making the shots when they really count. And look at that, pretty much perfectly in behind the guard. And this is a tough, tough shot here for Wang Haitao. Unfortunately for the USA, if there was one skip that's going to make this shot, it's this guy. He's been the best shot maker at the 4th position all week. And he'll need one of his best here. So Wang Haitao throwing a lot away at this one. Problem with that is you don't get a lot of curl. It looks like he's got a decent line though. Oh, he's got it. What a shot. These two skips have just been trading blows all game long. And the way the shots have been played at the end of this game, it's only a fitting end to what's been a fantastic game of curling. USA not dead and buried yet here though. Could well be a timeout have been called here. They have one to use. And out comes Rusty Scheibert.
What you seeing, guys?
Freeze.
You got it. It's what you got.
Yep.
Yep. Just go ahead and I don't think you really have to wait on it. You know what you need to do. So come on right down.
So I think the broom for this is going to be
probably a middle to the board.
No,
just a matter of which way you want to go.
I would say broom.
I think we got to come this way.
Huh? Yeah.
We're definitely coming this way.
Yeah. I would say broom for it is.
Even a little more if you came forward a little bit.
Well, Kirk Black's over there on the right-hand side trying to work out how much ice they need to take. They need to start working their way back up the foam bumper towards the playing end to take enough ice. If they go any wider, they'll be on the carpet.
Nice shot.
Always great sportsmanship in the curling events. Steve Empt acknowledging that terrific shot there by the Chinese skip, who's just been on fire today. China now up to 69% as a team. They've played a tremendous second half of curling. USA not far behind on 66. Just 2 stones to come here in this 8th end, 1 each. Kirk Black only 56% on his draws, however. It's been much stronger on the takeouts. He needs to make this lie in shot position after this one. If he doesn't, the game will be over. And this shot really needs to be made if USA want to stay in with a chance of making their way into the semi-finals. They can't afford to lose any more games here in this round robin. Well, looks like a good line here from Kirk Black. Has he got the speed to get it down there? He thinks it's short.
No.
I don't think this has got the running. And I think those roars were a celebration from the Chinese. This is game over. Just not enough speed on that draw. And that's one of the best games we've seen in this wheelchair curling event at the 2018 PyeongChang Paralympic Winter Games. No wonder the Chinese coaches crying and giving it a round of applause. What a performance by the Chinese team after a bit of an implosion against Canada in session 9. But here in session 10, wow. What a great game from China. Who's to say they're not going to go on and medal this week? Yeah, no wonder they're celebrating. Jingshuang Yue there. More tears than when she won the bronze medal in 2010 in Vancouver at the Olympics. Clearly very proud of our players. Youngest team out there on the ice, and they're just playing with that youthful energy and fearlessness. So all done and dusted here in session 10. China winning by 6 shots to 4. and securing their 6th win of the round robin. Just one game left out there in this session. Confirmation of that final score. United States of America 4, People's Republic of China 6. USA suffer their 5th defeat, and China bounce back after a loss in session 9. Here's the stats. It really was a great performance by both teams. But despite that tremendous 69% of the 4th position for Kirk Black, it wasn't good enough to beat China. Wong Hai Tao, 72%, and very, very steady throughout the whole team. What a performance by China. You know, if USA had produced that performance against any other team in the competition, I bet they probably would have put another win on the board. They had the only stolen point of the game. Perhaps their takeout's just letting them down slightly in the end.
관중 여러분, 이번 경기 결과를 알려드리겠습니다.
On sheet A, People's
All
Republic
smile
of
in the
China,
Chinese
6,
camp,
United States of
apart from
America 4.
Yue Xingchuan having a good tear at the end there, but no wonder her team are really performing as they would hope here at the Paralympic Games. And maybe just one more win required for China to confirm their place in the semi-finals. Aiming for at least 7 wins in the round robin. Well, there you go. What a game here in session 10 between USA and China. USA pulling out all the stops to try and get their 2nd win of the round robin, but China bringing one of the best performances of the week so far, and they get their 6th win to move back to the top of the standings. For me, Logan Gray, thanks for watching.
이것으로 이번 경기를 마치겠습니다. 함께해 주신 관중 여러분 고맙습니다. 즐거운 관전이 되셨길 바랍니다.
Please take care exiting the venue. Remember, staff are here to help should you require assistance. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
나가실 때는 저희 스태프들의 안내에 따라 안전하게 이동해 주시기 바랍니다. 안녕히 가십시오.